Hey guys, Jake here, and today I am back with a brand new league. This league is known as the UPA. I just joined it. This is my first season in it. But yeah, this is a cool league. It's ran by Little Bigness. Be sure to check him out. I'll leave his link in the description. But yeah, so we joined this league. I'm really excited about it. This draft was a GBA style draft, except that there were 5 free mons you had. Instead of 4, and we got like 750 points, but like the tiers were differently priced. Like tier 1 was 250, tier 2 was 200, and so on. So yeah, this draft I really wanted to try some new stuff as well as stuff I was comfortable with. So yeah, the first mon I decided to pick was Jirachi. I decided to go with Jirachi because I've only used it once before, and that was a long time ago when I honestly was really not that good. And now that I think I've evolved as a player, I wanted to give it another chance, because it's a fun mon. It's definitely a really good mon, but it's never really caught my eye because I feel like some problems it has is it has 4 move slot syndrome every week. It can also lose to other steel types. So yeah, I honestly don't think it's that great, but I wanted to give it a try. Also, I was 3rd overall pick, by the way, so that was a pretty solid place. So I could pretty much get whatever I wanted. But yeah, I decided to go with Jirachi because it can do so many different things. Even though I wasn't comfortable with it the first time, but it can run stuff like Calm Mind. It gives me a really good, reliable rocker to start off my drafts, which is always nice. It has a lot of really nice, good utility moves such as Healing Wish. It's got pretty much all the coverage it needs except for like Earthquake, and it's also got this move Wish, which I really wanted to build my draft around. I kind of wanted to try like a double Wish core this season because I feel like that's one of the cores that can actually strive the most in draft format, like a balanced team with a lot of Wish into offense with a lot of offensive threats. It's pretty difficult to beat if played correctly. So yeah, I just like how many options this mon has. Gives me a nice pivot and U-turn as well. And yeah, so I'm excited to use Jirachi. It's based on 100 stats across the board. I mean, it's really versatile with the TV spreads. It can pretty much go with any spread. Physically offensive, specially offensive, physically defensive, speed F, fast, bulky. It's really great. Also, it has the Parafrunch, terrible magic, which I don't feel I don't feel like a good person using it, but if I must, I'll use it. So yeah, the next mon I decided to get was Megalopunny. So it was almost the end of the second round. I didn't really know what I wanted to pair with Jirachi, so I was looking across the board and I didn't really know what I wanted. But then I noticed that Megalopunny was there, and I was really surprised that it was there that late in the second round. So I immediately decided to pick it. I love Megalopunny. Definitely one of my favorite mons to use in the format. People think it's one-dimensional, but I completely disagree. It has so many good utility moves, such as like Encore, Healing Wish, Heal. Well, I probably won't use that, but yeah, it's got dual priority with Fake Out and Quick Attack. And also it's such a good late game cleaner that it's really hard for me to pass up because it's just so solid. It can win so many games. It's a win con in like pretty much any game, and I really liked it because of that. So yeah, also it pretty much solves like me having any problems with speed early on the draft. It's so fast. Also, it's really strong. Yeah, it's good fighting type to pair with the steel type that can beat steel types that Jirachi might have trouble with. So yeah, the next mon I decided to get was Raikou. I decided to get Raikou because it was actually tier 2 in this league, and that was pretty tough for me to pass up. Raikou's a really solid mon. It's got great natural bulk on the special side, meaning it could pretty much beat opposing electric types because it could switch into special hits and hit it with like a neutral attack. But like this is like, for example, this thing beats Jolteon 1v1 because it has superior special bulk, and it also has access to stuff like Calm Mind, and yeah, it also has pretty good coverage. Stuff like extrasensory for bulky psychics, or not bulky psychic, bulky poison, like poison grounds like Nidoqueen. It also has Thunder Wave, which is pretty situational, but it also gives me a nice Volt Switch pivot. And so we've got some good Volturn with Jirachi and Raikou to pair with Mega Lopunny to start off our drafts, which is really solid. So yeah, so I'm really liking my draft so far. And so the next mon I decided to try out was Togekiss. I do have the double pair of Flinch Core and Jirachi and Togekiss with Serene Grace, but yeah, the reason why you see that drafted so much is because it's honestly such a good core. It's a really good Fairy Dragon Steel core because you've got Hazard Setter and then Hazard Removal all in one core. They also complement each other pretty nicely. Jirachi resists the ice types that Togekiss might have trouble with. Togekiss can deal with the dark types that give Jirachi trouble. So yeah, I really wanted some solid hazard removal this season because usually hazards give me quite the trouble. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to use Togekiss. I used it once before and I honestly wasn't that pleased with it, but the same case with Jirachi, that was when I wasn't that good. It was actually like about a year ago, and I was pretty garbage at that time. So yeah, I also really like the options this have. It gets Wish as well. Lopunny actually does it as well. It does get regular Wish, if I recall correct. Oh no, it actually doesn't. Well, that's embarrassing. But yeah, I did say I wanted the double Wish core. Actually, Togekiss is not the last mon you're gonna see with Wish on my team. So yeah, the next mon I decided to get was Shaman. Shaman's just a really solid grass type at tier 3. I wanted Tangrowth, but I was unfortunately sniped. But I'm very pleased with Shaman. It's a pure grass type, meaning it beats pretty much all ground types. It's one of the best Zygarde counters, which is really important because Zygarde, like, just 1,000 arrows in a move. Like, people draft grass types because of just to have 1,000 arrows resist in general nowadays. So yeah, I definitely want a solid grass type. Shaman is one of those. It hits pretty strong. Seed Flare is a good move. It also gives me Healing Wish as well, which is nice. I've got like 3 Healing Wish mons. I don't know if Togekiss gets it, does it? No, it doesn't. But yeah, we've got 3 Healing Wish mons already, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I just like Shaman a lot. It's a really nice pivot. It can check a lot of stuff defensively well. It's also, the offensive side is pretty scary if your opponent lacks solid grass resist. So yeah, next mon I decided to get was Weavile, because I had a lot of points in free, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted, but then I realized Weavile was still on the board, and I was like, hell yeah, I want this, because Weavile is really good in tandem with Mega Lopunny, because one thing that Mega Lopunny has problems with are bulky psychic types, such as Reuniclus, Mew, Cresselia, but Weavile can actually like Pursuit Trap them, yeah, and they're both pretty fast, so I have a ton of speed to start off my drafts because I've got Mega Lopunny, Raikou, and Weavile. They're both really strong, and I do have Hazard Removal and Togekiss to get rid of rocks that are annoying for Weavile. I've got really strong priorities so far with Mega Lopunny's Fake Out and Quick Attack and Weavile's Ice Shard. So yeah, my draft's looking really solid right now, and yeah, so the next mon I decided to get was Alomomola, because I really wanted a bulky water type, just because bulky water types are needed on every single draft. This also gives me the other wish mon that I wanted, so I can like pass wishes to stuff like Raikou, Mega Lopunny, Jirachi, pretty much anything, because wish support is appreciated on every team. This mon really gives me a nice physical tank, which I was kind of lacking. Like, Shaman can be physically defensive, but this thing can switch into so many things so well, and just beat them 1v1. So yeah, Alomomola definitely isn't the most versatile mon, but it's good at what it does. I do think I don't think I'll let it be too passive. So yeah, I pretty much know how to prepare for potential mons I can set up. And I can usually play accordingly. So as long as I play correctly, I won't have many mons that are completely set up fodder, that completely set up on Alamomola. So I'm not really too worried about its passivity. I just wanted to draft it because of all the support it gets. Another Healing Wish mon, so that's 4 so far. And yeah, just the Wish support is nice for my team. It's a really good pivot. And yeah, so next mon I got was Embor. I really felt like my team needed a physical wall breaker to help stuff like low plenty clean late game. Also completes my fire water grass core. I do have a second fighting type, but I honestly really don't care because I do completely different jobs. Low plenty is a late game cleaner, while Embor just kills stuff. Also, usually you see it abusing its fire typing more because it likes to spam flare blitz. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to use Embor. I haven't actually used it, I don't think. But yeah, it really forces opponents to prep for it, because it just like it can just get a kill every time. It can just 2 KO everything on your opponent's team. So yeah. This mod can run a lot of different sets. It can run Banded, the strongest set. It could also just run Scarf if your team's like really offensive and you just want Scarf. Embor is so good against offense. It's kind of like Scarf Diggersby, because it can just one-shot every offensive mon, even with Scarf. But yeah, also Life Orb is a good set if you want to switch up moves. And also AV is a set I like a lot, because it's really bulky. It has the priority with Sucker Punch, and yeah, the recoil is annoying, but then again, it's why I have all these Wish mons in the back. So yeah, the next mon I wanted to get was Dredagon, because if you look at my draft, I was kind of really lacking reliable rockers. Like, I only have Jirachi so far, and I kind of want to fix that. Dredagon also gives me a dragon to resist stuff like electric, fire, grass, and water. So yeah, Dredagon is also pretty scary offensively. Like, usually you see it being defensive with like Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, but this like Life Orb Tier 4 Dredagon is actually really threatening because it has so much great coverage. It has like Dragon Claw, Outrage, and it also gets stuff like Fire Punch, Gunk Shot for fairies, Pursuit, Superpowers, Sucker Punch, Thunder Punch. It can taunt walls. It does get the rocks. So yeah, Dredagon's a pretty cool mon that I wanted to try out. So yeah, the next mon I decided to get was Golurk. I wanted a really cheap ground type because I desperately needed an electric immunity to just stop things from volt switching all around. So yeah, also gives me another rocker. This mon is one of the best tier 5s in my opinion, because it gets rock polish, and it's very possible for this thing to sweep after rock polish, because Earthquake and then like Iron Fist boost, Shadow Punch does a ton, and then not Shadow Ball, Shadow Punch, and like it usually has room for some other covered moves such as Ice Punch or Fire Punch or something along those lines. So yeah, Golurk is a really interesting mon. I wanted to try it. I've never used it before. So yeah. Next one I decided to get was Pyukumuku. Now, this is a pretty interesting pick. You might be wondering why I picked this when I already have Alamomola, but that's because they could do completely different things. I really wanted Pyukumuku because basically I've seen Aki VGC use it pretty well in PMC Orange League, and it really made me realize this thing's potential. And this was rated tier 5 in this league, which I kind of disagree with. I think Pyukumuku is a really solid mon. It's a really good pivot. Like, you can just throw it in there, it could take hits, not get 2 KO'd, and you can just like baton pass out of there, set screens if you want to like set it for a sweep. Like, if I want to build a team around something like a Calm Mind Raikou, Calm Mind Jirachi, ST Weavile, I can really support that stuff with like screens, baton pass Pyukumuku into that, reliable recovery, taunt, toxic. This thing just has a lot of nice options. Well, it's obviously not the most versatile Pokemon, but yeah, I want to get a lot of pivots with like Wish Pass in this draft. So yeah, and then the last one I decided to get, I was kind of on the fence. There weren't a lot of tier 3s left, and I had enough for a tier 3. But I decided to grab Meloetta. Meloetta's a mon I've always wanted to try as well. I really like this thing's ability to like set up so many sub-calm mines versus passive walls, like something like, I don't know, a Vaporeon, or and it can just like kind of win from there, because you can be really flexible with the TV spreads. Like if you want to go really bulky, then you can. It also has the relic song option. Meloetta Pirouette is pretty scary, because if it did I spell this right? No, I'm bad. But yeah, this Meloetta Pirouette form is pretty scary, just because look at these stats: 128, 128 paired with like really strong close combats and returns. This thing is, it does have the same fighting as the same typing as Megalopunny, which is pretty funny, but I don't mind that at all. I will definitely be using Meloetta's normal form as more often, because it's just really solid and more reliable. But yeah, this gives me another pivot, because it does get U-turn. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to use Meloetta. I've definitely seen it used well in other leagues. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is my UPA season. I believe they're on season 7, which is really impressive. But yeah, this is my draft. I'm really excited to use it. This is probably one of my most favorite drafts of all time. So yeah, I really hope I do well in this league, because there's a lot of people, like honestly, a lot of the people I want to play are in the other conference, and there's actually 2 conferences of 12, and there's only like 3 or 4 interconference games. But this season is really long. I believe it's like 15 weeks, which is ridiculously long. But I'm still pretty excited for it. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.